Hi, I'm Seong Bae Jo from Department of Marine Science. The subject is a process-based sea level rise in Korean Peninsula between 1993 to 2018. The coastal sea level is affected by stereodynamic, which is sea level change due to ocean circulation and density change, and contemporary mass redistribution, same as CMR, which is sea level change due to ice melt and land water storage. And glacial isostatic adjustment, same as GIA, which is ongoing change in the solid earth caused by past change in land ice. In first section, we compared some of components between tide gauge and almost station are well matched. In tidal gauge station, stereodynamic and CMR process are main driver of sea level rise, and GIA contributing sea level decreasing to all tidal gauge station. And the spatial distribution of sea level rise around the Korea Peninsula is dominant by stereodynamic components, and the other processes are homogeneous. In second section, in the vertical land motion, widow experiencing land subsidence, while the other station is experiencing land uplifting. CMR and GI affecting uplifting, but local factor of vertical land motion has wide range of variability, so contributing a significant difference in vertical land motion between tide gauge station. Thank you for listening my presentation.
Okay.
I'm Yun Jeong, presenting on study on enzyme activity of mesophilic bacteria isolate from the Jeju coast. The Jeju coast is influenced by various ocean currents and groundwater runoff, so it can harbor a variety of bacteria. However, research on marine bacteria inhabit in whole Jeju coast is currently insufficient. Hence, this study aimed to isolate and cultivate mesophilic bacteria distributed along the Jeju coast, elucidating their production characteristics of hydrolytic enzymes to explore their potential for industrial applications. During the study period, 25 genera and 31 species of bacteria successfully isolated and cultured in the Jeju coast. The hydrolytic enzyme activity of mesophilic bacteria occurred on the Jeju coast range from 13 to 39%, indicating a high potential for industrial utilization. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sang-bin Lee. Today I will be presenting to my study. The purpose of this study is to evaluate the effect of tidal and coupled data simulation in atmosphere and ocean coupled model over the West Coast region. The simulation that incorporate tidal and coupled data simulation tend to improve air temperature and wind speed, and the tendency of over simulation is improved. Moreover, sea surface temperature as SST is also improved in simulations with tidal and coupled data assimilation, and the inflow and outflow of the open ocean due to tidal effects in better reflected. This was particularly evident in coastal region where the difference in meteorological variables between simulations was also large. Therefore, it is important to understand the relationship between sea state as sea surface height and sea surface temperature and meteorological variables in coastal meteorological prediction. Thank you to listening to my presentation.
Now is this presentation, Hidayat Esa, please take your post presentation.
Thank you for the time, Professor Beijinho, and my poster title, Spatial Mapping of Plankton Applying Landsat Satellite Imagery in West Papua, Indonesia. So the purpose of my research is to understand the spatial distribution of phytoplankton in West Papua in Indonesia, and dry season and rainy season in the different season between 2020 to 2022. And the data we use, I use is the Landsat 8 satellite imagery data, and then I analysis with the QGIS to find out the result between the dry and rain season between the period of 2020 and 2022. And the result of the high spatial resolution Landsat satellite photography shows that there are 5 of classification in phytoplankton in West Papua. The first is very high, and then second is high, third moderate, and the fourth low, and the last very low. So based on the picture in the poster, that there is the situation in the left is for the dry and the right is for the rainy season. That the spatial distribution of phytoplankton is dominantly low and moderate for the dry season, and just a little bit in the nearby of coastal in very high of phytoplankton rate. But in rain season, there is no of display for the very high rate for phytoplankton between the duration time. So this is why, or the how to explain is the modification in the way of land function lead to potential erosion because dredging causes the upper soil layer to peel off, reducing the amount of vegetation when the rain season is coming. So the conclusion of my research is that finding this studies carried out in the Sorong Sea in the West Papua. Including one, the distribution of chlorophyll A was declining in 2021 and 2022, based on the right figure, while the concentration was higher in 2020. And compared to the rain season, the dispersion of chlorophyll A is generally larger during the dry season. It shows based on the left figure. And the dry season of 2022 looks the highest dispersion, while the and the rain season of 2022 looks like the lowest distribution of chlorophyll A during the period. Thank you for the attention. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon and good evening. My name is Sungwoo Kim. I will presentation my poster. The title is Sound Absorption Coefficient of Water Column in the East Sea of Korea for Sea Flow Mapping. The East Sea of Korea exhibits spatial and temporal variation in water column, leading to change in the sound absorption coefficient. This study aimed to identify these spatiotemporal changes in the sound absorption coefficient in the East Sea. To active this, the Francosis Garrison model was employed utilizing CTD obtained from the Korea Oceanographic Data Center, called KODC, spanning from 1991 to 2021. Key properties of seawater including temperature, salinity, sound velocity, and sound absorption coefficient were readily accessible and utilized for analysis purpose. The calculated sound absorption coefficient were subsequently utilized to calibrate the multibeam echo sounder, called MBES, seafloor maps, thereby enhancing the accuracy of data extraction. Additionally, a user-friendly interface called GUI was developed to facilitate the computation of historical sound absorption coefficients, enabling the calibration of MBES seafloor mapping data in the East Sea. Thank you for attention, and after presentation, lead my poster. Welcome any questions. Thanks.